walk and talk at Bills Camp. We made it 8.5 hours later. You all lied to me about how long it would take to drive here from Florham Park. We will have Josh Allen on the show. Ever heard of him? We will have Steve Tasker. He will drive by, walk by, whatever. Maybe I'll carry him over. He should be in the Hall of Fame, as you know. We will also have Gabe Davis on said program. Who am I missing? Who? Oh, Von Miller. Get healthy, get out there. Let's win another Super Bowl, a third Super Bowl with you, with another franchise. And whose autograph are we looking for today?
Well, I would love to get Josh Allen on this, but Von Miller, anybody, Stephon Diggs on the helmet would be great.
Stephon Diggs is here. Everybody's here at Bills Camp.
Von Miller is on the Bills. This is a win absolutely right now. Move. From behind, Von Miller got him again.
The Buffalo Bills, they're the best team in the NFL. They're atop the AFC at 6-1.
Allen with the kick and the lead. Allen throws an interception. The Vikings win the game of the year.
We saw some vintage chef's kiss Josh Allen moments last night.
Von underwent surgery yesterday, will be out for the year.
Good morning, everybody. Damar Hamlin suffered a cardiac arrest following a hit. He's currently in critical condition.
We knew when we heard his voice that we had to go out there for him.
And here's Hines, an opening kickoff for Damar Hamlin. Looking bingo! One of the great throws you'll see all year.
Best wildcard weekend ever.
To the end zone. Gabe Davis.
Bills sweet guy.
There's an interception. And snow angel time.
The Bills are still going to have their chances as long as Josh Allen is there, but this one is going to sting for a while. A heartbreaking loss in the playoffs. We don't want to see that. Get that footage out of here because it's a new day, a new dawn, and a new Bills Mafia here in Pittsburgh. We are at Bills Camp. We made it from Florham Park, New Jersey, from the Jets to the Bills. These are the players on the field, and the fans are at a 10. I'm telling you, they are in mid-season form. I know that's a trope and everybody says that it's on their bingo card, but people have signs. Do you know what it would take for me to make a sign, to use different, not one color marker, not just the red and the blue to make a sign for training camp, for day 6 or 7 of training camp? It's unbelievable dedication to their squad. And that's what this Bills fan base is all about. And they've got fish to fry, okay? They've got lots going on and lots to look ahead to. We have a big show today, guys. We were with the quarterback of the Jets yesterday, and we've got Josh Allen going into year 6 of his career, which I can't believe it. To me, he's still a baby, but he's out there older than half the quarterbacks in the National Football League, and he is going to be stopping by the show and joining us after practice, after he signs 1 million autographs, because that's what he does for this fan base and for especially the youngsters that support the Bills. We will also have Von Miller during this live show, which we're very, very excited about. Steve Tasker is going to join us and sit down and hang out, so that will be absolutely great. And then Gabe Davis, Sam Martin's behind me punting his face off. It'll be absolutely so fun. I want to get out there and meet the fans and talk to all the fans out there. I will say before I keep going, just to our production staff, Jason, I'm just hearing myself. Jason, I'm hearing myself out loud on something, and it's giving me some feedback. It's out loud something somewhere, and I can't talk when I'm talking. So we're going to wait 1 second, guys, to get that figured out. It might be the monitor. I'm not sure what it is, but we're going to figure it out before these players come and hit us up. We do have a lot to talk to and a lot of people to talk to and a lot to talk about. I want to say this. I was with the Jets yesterday, and it is the hype center of the universe, maybe not even for sports, okay? All of the HBO cameras are there. You've got all of the hoopla, all of the positivity, all of the optimism. And this whole thing happened with Sean Payton, and I came out and I said, this is not just one person feeling this way. This is the rest of the AFC saying, okay, win the offseason. Everybody pay attention to the Jets, whatever. We will talk in September. And game 1 is between these Bills and these Jets. So if I'm Sean McDermott, I am loving what is going on right now. Last year, 90% of sports media picked the Bills to win it all. There was a lot of hype, a lot of optimism, which you love to see, but also a lot of pressure that comes with that sort of unnecessarily. The expectations were astronomical. There was no way that this Bills squad would be able to meet them. So the sense of urgency on this team, the window closing, all of this going on in the midst, and then, of course, with what happened with Damar Hamlin last year, you want it to be less on the plate and on the shoulders of Josh Allen. I know that they're doing things. James Cook looks good in the run game. I hope they run the ball more. Damian Harris is here. They might run by committee. I hope that takes some of that pressure off him. I hope this defense can look better and healthier. The defense, a huge question mark for me with this team, but it's all about Josh Allen can do it all. He'll hurdle over you. He'll run through you, all of those things. Do we want him with everything on his plate entering year 6? No, nobody does if they want this team to get anywhere. So I can't wait to talk to Josh Allen today. I can't wait to talk to Von Miller today, get their perspective on this, because I feel like all of the distractions are stripped away. It is just them. It is a college community here at John Fisher University, and they can sort of settle in and work towards that goal again. We're going to take a short break here, and when we come back, I'm going to hit you guys with some other topics, other things that are going on as we wait for Von Miller. We'll show you a little bit of Aaron Rodgers as well, and we'll be right back here on Up and Adams. I don't have a monitor, so I don't know. But there we go. We are back on TV because that's how TV works, I'm told. I'm new to the game here. My name's Kay Adams. This is our show, Up and Adams. This is the great Steve Tasker. This is an honor. Thank you for joining me.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
This is a lot of fun. My first time. Any advice on how to handle all of this hoopla with fans here at camp?
No, but carry a Sharpie with you, I'm sure. But it's great. It's a college atmosphere. They give the tickets away, but you have to have a ticket. So because they got a capacity and stuff, and they reach capacity, they won't let anybody else in. So the team's dynamite. They're an easy crew to cheer for. People love them. The team loves each other. Just a great vibe here. Even so, I've been in the building at One Bills Drive over in Buffalo. I've been there since 1986 in one way, shape, or form.
Wow.
And I've said this on our show too. It's extremely well run. It's an extremely well run organization, and so the results are in the team. And there's no guarantees. Never says you're going to win a game, but they're winning a lot of games.
They're winning a lot of games. You want them to win that big game, and that leads to that next big game.
Or just at least one more game, right?
Just one more. We just want a little bit of improvement here. Now, every camp I'm going to, I'm picking a happy camper, like somebody that I'm really looking at, and it's Stephon Diggs because it seems like he's happy. I hope so. I know the national media maybe was trying to draw some connections or some storylines after that playoff loss last year. But here's what he said a few days ago. He told the media, "I feel I'm in a great space, a great place. I'm loved and I'm appreciated. At the end of the day, that's all I want." So, he's too good, too likable of a character, and too great of a wide receiver to have anything else but these 1,200, 1,400-yard seasons to go on.
Yeah, he wears his emotions on his sleeve, and he does ride a little bit of a roller coaster. Yeah. I think he was on a low when he was leaving Minnesota. Everybody had this idea that he was irretrievable in Minnesota. I'm sure Steph and Kirk Cousins, they could have made it work with him in Minnesota easily because he's that kind of guy. He's ready to hug it out, or have a hard conversation like they did at minicamp this year. He likes that, I think. And I think that having conversations with the guys around him, knowing exactly what they're having and being heard, and I think that speaks to what he said. He knows he's loved and appreciated. He also has a voice, right? And they made him a team captain. That was a big deal for him. He takes it really seriously. And I think he really relishes the fact that there is a head coach here and a quarterback and teammates who will sit down and listen to what he has to say. And that means a lot to him.
And then there's what he does on the field. I don't know how he sort of gets swept out of that conversation of number one wide receivers, of course, with what he did with Kirk Cousins in Minnesota. But as we pulled up the numbers here, he put up 100 catches in every single one of his seasons as a Bill. No one caught more balls than him over that span. He's ranked top 5 in yards and touchdowns during that time as well. He's been a truly brilliant player, a consistent player, an option for Josh Allen, who hopefully has a deep threat in Gabe Davis, who's now healthy, coming off the injury, who can be a more consistent deep threat option. And then you've got this Kincaid kid who can hopefully be the security blanket that Beasley was for that time.
Yeah, but still the centerpiece is Steph. He's a dude, right? I mean, he can go, and they can try and take him away, but Josh will find a way to get him open, get him the right matchup. The offense seems to be extremely versatile. Kincaid, like you mentioned, and James Cook are going to get into that mix. Everybody that's going to be on the field in one of those 5 offensive positions that are eligible are going to be a guy that Josh can go to in a matchup. They're going to be really flexible. They can go 2 tight ends and 1 tight end. They can go 4 wides. They got some guys that can work in the slot.
They got to keep Steph happy, it sounds like. Happy and healthy is the way.
Steph is going to be happy. I think he's going to be really happy. They're going to be really hard to beat again this year. when your team's winning, whether you catch one ball or no balls or 20 balls, you're really happy because that's, these guys invest a lot into it, and it's about us, not me. And Steph is one of those guys as well. He's a we guy, not a me guy. And I think that's where, the rhetoric has come from. In fact, I think he's trying to be listen, what are we all going to do here? And he tried to get some answers. So I think he gets a bad rap sometimes because he does stand up and say, what about it? But, man, I think that team loves that about him. I think they really do love that about him.
Well, they love it also by not really going for any of these wide receivers that were up. That's how the team shows that Steph is that guy. DeAndre Hopkins was available. Some people out there do think it was a miss that this team didn't go and secure that elite wide receiver into this offense. But, no, Steph is their guy. And if he's happy, he's heard, it sounds like, and he's healthy, then maybe they can go all the way. So that's,
I think you're right. Not only did they not go out and get a DeAndre Hopkins, there's only 3 in a room that's usually 8 or 10 guys deep. They only brought 3 guys back from last year's wide receiver room. Steph Diggs, Gabe Davis, and Khalil Shakir. Everybody else is new. Sherfield, Hardy, and they got a bunch. And all the other new guys they brought in, they're all like 6'2". They all brought in big dudes. So they had a concerted effort. They rinsed that room out. And brought in some fresh legs and some fresh guys, and Steph's a huge part of it. And I think you see him out there talking to those guys. They're coming together. I have high hopes. In fact, I probably have higher hopes for that room this year than I did last year. And Gabe Davis is just a part of it.
What's your favorite? You look back at all the years. What was it? 13, 14 years
13,
in the league?
yeah.
13 years, 13 training camps.
Yeah.
What was the best memory from your favorite one?
Well, we were on the forefront of this, kind of the lighter schedule. When Marv Levy was coaching, we'd have that morning. We had 2-a-days.
Yeah.
It sounds grueling. We'd have
those are a thing of the past.
We'd have a morning practice. We'd go out and grab a sandwich, go down and play a quick 9 holes of golf, come back in the afternoon, do a hard practice in the afternoon, and then go back and play the back 9 in the afternoon. The best memory I have is when the guys started chirping about their golf game during stretch. And all of a sudden we got this bet being put down, this bet put down, this bet being put down. All of a sudden Bruce Smith has to go out and break 90 at that course. And there's money on it, right? So he's got to go break 90 because he started chirping. So all these guys are in on it. So there's some serious cash on this.
Yeah.
We go out.
What does that mean? Like hundreds of thousands?
No, not hundreds of thousands.
Okay,
no.
but
This is the This is the late 80s, early 90s. So it's a different world financially. But
inflation.
We're going to go out there. There's 14 golf carts out there. Well, there's only one set of clubs. There's all these guys out there watching every shot he took, the entire 18 holes.
That's amazing.
And on the last hole, if he pars it, he wins. If he bogeys it, he pushes. And if he doubles it, he loses. It's a par 5. He's got his third shot. The crucial shot of the entire thing is his third shot, and he's got to get it on a 2-putt to par to win. My boy sticks it to like 4.5 feet, and he wins the bet. So it's pretty big. But that's nothing about football. That's one of the fun things. Yeah.
Well, listen, maybe these football players, maybe these Von Millers, these Quinnen Williams who want to be the Bruce Smith, maybe you got to go golfing in the middle of training camp.
It was a different thing, and I think our sports science people, our guy Rusty Jones back in the day, was on the forefront of it, and he had a coaching staff, and it wasn't easy back then to get the team to listen and say, listen, you need to tone it back with these guys and make them fresh and keep them like they're doing now. You're going to have less guys injured in camp. We're going to lose fewer guys to injuries. We're going to have everybody fresh and ready at the beginning of the season. And it worked for us, and it seems to be working for a lot of teams now, whether they like it or not, because everybody's kind of forced into it now.
We talked earlier about the hype around this Buffalo team sort of evading it this year. Do you think that's a good thing?
Nobody's complaining about it. I mean, it certainly is a thing that you got to deal with every day. And here where there's so much accessibility with the media and all of us kind of standing around on the sidelines watching practice, the fans, national media, it's the last thing you want to do is have one more thing to discuss about how it is you're the favorite. And they dealt with it last year, no question about it. Got off to a good start. I mean, they had a phenomenal regular season, and they handled it extremely well. But it was an extra thing. And in a season that turned out the way it did, they didn't need an extra thing.
No, I don't think we don't have footage, unfortunately, but I think they took footage of Von Miller He's not dressed to practice. He's, of course, working his way back from injury. He's on the sideline, but he's hitting this dummy. Do we have this footage of him?
Yeah.
What do you make of Von Miller? Obviously, he's a huge key. Tre'Davious White is as well, but we got to get Von to Von form for this team to win that Super Bowl, I think, and improves this defense. Yeah. How's he looking, and what are your thoughts?
I wish I was in as good a shape as Von Miller is now with the bed. He's close. I think he's getting close. They're off the week one is not off the table. I think there's probably some milestones they want him to get through before he comes back and actually starts practicing. I'll say this. Knowing what I know about this team and how they work things, they'll be putting the brakes. They won't put him out on the field until he's 100%, until the medical people believe he's 100%. And they won't let him play even if he feels like he wants to try it and like working slow. But we will have a ramp-up period. We'll get an inkling of when it's going to be well before he does show up. So if it's going to be week one, we're going to know 2 weeks at least before that game kicks off if Von's going to have a shot at playing.
Leslie Frazier, the exit, Sean McDermott taking over. What do you think the biggest differences are going to be?
That remains to be seen. It's a good question. Sean has a reputation for being very more aggressive than Leslie did. Leslie, their defense was as solid as a rock. Top 5 defense virtually every year that Leslie was here. They were hard to move the ball on, but they were rarely spectacular. And I think a lot of people, we're always trying to fix what's not broken, and this defense was not broken. But if you're going to do that, you wish maybe more turnovers, more splash plays, more tipped interceptions, that kind of thing. You like to have your pass rush show up in the stat book instead of being just a top 10 sack team where you sneak in there at the end. To be up there, a team that's like, wow, how many sacks are we going to get today kind of thing. I think that's what people would like to see more. Their defense was more than solid. It was an elite defense statistically throughout Leslie Frazier's time here. He's great. But you never really felt like, we didn't get a splash. There's no splash play that changed the course of the game.
Does Sean have that in him?
We'll see. I think you got to roll the dice once in a while to get those kind of plays. Now, certainly this team when they're loaded and healthy, they've got some star players that could go out and do that and dominate and take over a game. But as the season wears on, teams have a plan against that, and they can cope with it. And, it gets harder and harder to do as the season wears on. You lose guys, or guys are in and out of the lineup. So, but I think for a coaching staff like McDermott, I think he'll roll the dice a little bit more and say, listen, they got to deal with us on this play. On this third and medium, we're going to make them make a decision real quick because we're going to put some pressure on them. So I think that'll happen more often than it did with Leslie. But the results are yet to be seen because I think that's a big unknown.
I mean, all the teams have optimism. Are there any challenges that you're sort of looking to see solved out here on the field over the next couple of days or early into the preseason, things that you have questions about? The backfield, of course, certainly one. People want Dalvin to come and join his brother and all of that with the running back, but they seem to be okay with the committee, and their cook seems to be doing really
Murray, well. Damian Harris and James Cook, I think they're really happy with those guys. The middle linebacker competition, I think they're treating the middle linebacker competition like the rest of the league is treating the running back room.
Wow.
It's important, but to step back from an elite middle linebacker to a good middle linebacker is noticeable maybe to guys who study film, but not to the naked eye. You're gonna be happy with the guy they put in there, and they've got some guys in there I think they have a lot of faith in. Plus, I think the guys behind Tremaine Edmonds, who was here last year,
right. As
good as they could have ever been, they ain't taking the field with Tremaine Edmonds on the team. So they could be a lot better than people might give them credit for. I'm not saying they are. We'll find out. But even if they were, you'd never know because they couldn't get on the field. So we'll see who can take control of that. I think they're treating that a little bit like one of those things. We'll pay for good players, but elite is a little bit too pricey for us because we don't think the production of an elite linebacker is higher than a good linebacker enough to pay him the elite money.
I have this theory that the entire AFC, NFL really, is sort of over the Jets and the offseason hoopla. Do you get that sentiment as a former Bill and as someone who's so close to the team?
Yeah, I don't think the Bills, Patriots, or the Dolphins, I don't think the rest of the AFCs can afford to be over the Jets. Okay. I think they're real. There ain't no question about it. Aaron can play. And that roster with the quarterbacks they had last year gave the Bills all they wanted. So yeah, it's justified, just like it was justified for the Bills last year. The Bills went 13-3 last year as being that favorite, that hyped up team.
True.
They lost 3 games by a total of 8 points, and they gave one to the Vikings. So they were that could be the Jets this year. But I think if they get out there and they get out to that fast start, and particularly with the schedule rotation that the AFC East has with each other and the NFC East and the AFC West.
Yeah. So if we're
rough.
assessing threats here, where have the Jets moved when it comes to, in the world of where the Chiefs sit, where the Bengals sit? In a brutal game last year that I hate to bring up here. I'm sure today we're going to bring it up.
Unlike last year, I think when you're talking about the AFC, you're talking about the Bills, but you're talking about the Bills and the Jets and the Bills and the Dolphins, and the Patriots are a wait and see. I think they're the team that is off the radar. But the Jets, Dolphins, and Bills, I think they're looking at each other like that Spider-Man thing. They're all pointing to the other two, right? They're like, they're there. I think the Jets are in the conversation. I wouldn't be shocked if all 3 of those teams make a playoff run, a couple of wild cards and the division thing. I don't think it's going to be possible for an AFC East team, even this team, if they're playing their best. I don't think it's going to be possible for those teams to get the 1 seed because they're just going to beat each other up too bad. I think somebody like Baltimore may be able to get it done. Cincinnati may be able to get it done. But
it all matters. Week one Jets. All those. I mean, it's all going to have to work itself out.
I don't think that game's. That's a tough game.
That game at MetLife.
Yes, on 9/11 with Aaron.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's going to be electric.
It'll be amazing. Now, last question for you: the Buffalo Bills. I don't know if we'll make it to the Super Bowl or we'll win the Super Bowl. Let's say we'll win. The Buffalo Bills will win the Super Bowl if what?
I think only if they stay healthy. If they stay healthy, they're hard to beat anyway. If they stay healthy and can play like they did last year, the first month and a half of the season, before, week 3 they had 5 defensive starters off the field already.
Yeah, unbelievable.
So if they stay healthy, there is no stopping them. There's no stopping them.
And as far as Josh Allen, his main thing, his theme that you'd like to bestow upon him going into this next year?
Take the check down, bro. Just
Kincaid it, bro.
Just take the check down.
Get it to Kincaid, bro.
Stay on the field. Just stay on the field. I told him it's like playing his golf game. Take this 8 off the page. Just take this little one over here so you don't take the 8 over here, right? Don't take the triple bogey. Just give yourself a chance all the way down the field. Stay on the field as much as you can. They were second in the league in drops last year. They were second in the league in turnovers. Those aren't all Josh. They the interceptions are, but the fumbles and the drops are not, in my opinion. If they can cut all those out, man, this is a tough team. I mean, they're hard, man. They're a hard crew to get off the field. They're a hard team to beat. If the Bills play their best and you play your best, the best you can hope for is a coin flip.
I love that.
If the Bills play their best and you don't, you're done.
Tasker.
So.
Well said.
There you go.
I don't know anything you said about golf, like literally everything you said went over my head. I don't know literally every metaphor, but I think I sort of pieced together what you were getting at. Steve Tasker, everybody. Where can we see your show?
We're One Bills Live on MSG Upstate every day, five days a week, and we're also on WGR Sports Radio 550 in Buffalo every day.
Enjoy that Jets game. And then the other Jets game. You will. We'll be right back. We'll be talking to Von Miller. We will be talking to Josh Allen. I want to know what Josh Allen is made of. Boyish charm, but the weight of a franchise on his shoulders. We'll talk to him entering year 6. All right, welcome back to Bills Training Camp. We're taking a look here. Bills training camp is where we are today. Tomorrow we'll be with the Commanders. Then, I believe, with the Eagles. And then I think we are looking for a team to adopt us. So if you are an NFL team that wants our Sprinter van and our high sugar needs at your facility, let us know. It is time now for Fantasy Bits. We're doing one guy at the camp we're at. And I'm telling you, all anyone is talking about here with the Buffalo Bills is Dalton Kincaid, the draft pick. And if you look at fantasy, I mean, it's wibbly wobbly when it comes to the tight end spot. You are talking about a guy named Kincaid who's going 17th right now over at Fantasy Pros. Dawson Knox is still here. Yes. He's the tight end one in Buffalo, but I could see that changing with this investment that the Bills have made in Kincaid. And if you think about it, the Bills, as I just talked to with the great Steve Tasker, they didn't add anybody. They didn't say, hey, DeAndre, we really need you. We don't need any other big receivers in free agency, though they were available. So there's a legit chance that this Kincaid kid not only emerges as the number one tight end in this offense, but I wouldn't be shocked based off what I'm hearing, and I know that just because he's a camp star doesn't mean much, but Josh loves him. Like we already know. We know that on verbals, Josh loves him. I wouldn't be surprised if he actually emerges as the number 2 receiving option on this offense next to our guy, Stephon Diggs, who's racking up 100 catches year in, year out. So he's a really, really smooth route runner, and he will be this Beasley guy. He will be this security blanket guy in the short game for Josh Allen, which we so need to bring down the turnovers to get this team where it needs to go. For fantasy, the ceiling is so high, especially in the PPR league, especially with him going 17th. For whatever reason, nobody's paying attention to these Bills, and you are going to reap the benefits of all of that. I think you get him in the later rounds. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Dalton finish inside the top 10. Actually, I bet it. Dalton Kincaid is going to be a top 10 fantasy tight end option for sure. Now, elsewhere, guys, let's talk about what's going on in Cincy. We're going to talk to some of these players, but let's get to some of this. A reporter saw Joe walking around the facility. This is Mike Petraglia saying he's in the locker room, at his locker with his sleeve on his right calf. Oh my gosh, this is great news. He's walking without a limp. I've been here on the East Coast. This is amazing. And obviously, Cincy, they're playing it very close to the vest, as they should. They're being protective with all the information, everything about this injury. But these signs, even this, he should be good to go for the start of the season. Granted, there's the whole chemistry issue. There's the fact that we're so excited he was going to enter the season finally healthy for the first time in the NFL. But it's week 9 that those Bengals take on these Buffalo Bills, and I'm sure lots of both teams have that game circled on their calendar. So it's just sort of a reminder here. Everyone's focused on Aaron Rodgers. Even, I did a hit for One Bills Drive, and the first couple questions were about the Jets and Aaron Rodgers. Are they real? Are they a real threat? What's the vibe like? What are they saying? And all of that. Everyone's going to talk about the Bills and the Jets, but it might be the Bengals and the Bills in that Week 9 matchup that could be truly the fireworks game of the year. Remember, my mantra in life, undersell, over-deliver. Now, we got to sit down with Aaron Rodgers, speaking of the Jets and them having everyone sitting in their hand as far as media and Talk Sports Radio go. I got to hang out with him. I had to wait a little bit. He got to hang out with Liev Schreiber, and he got to hang out with Chris Collinsworth, but finally he came and hung out. Am I to understand it? I've been waiting hours and hours because you wanted to hang out with Liev Schreiber?
Yes, voice of God.
I always thought he did these voiceovers in a booth in his basement or something in Brooklyn. Did he helicopter in here? Is that what that was?
I hope so. This is his first practice in 17 years he's been to.
How did you arrange this?
Just put it out into the universe. Just speak it into existence.
Aaron, you're enjoying this, aren't you?
I am.
Tell me why.
It's like the first day of school. You're the new kid, and except you're the new kid and everybody knows about you, so they're excited to meet you.
Yeah.
I was the new kid in elementary school a bunch of times, and nobody gave a what. Just like, okay, new kid. Then you got to kind of prove yourself. Oh, he's kind of athletic. Oh, answer in class, you're kind of smart. I'm the new kid, and everybody kind of knows something about me.
Yeah.
That's been fun. So just.
Do you have something to prove, Aaron?
No.
Yeah.
No. I got a lot to share, though.
Yeah.
A lot to share.
Why don't you share what's on your heart today?
Oh, today, let's see. Gratitude always.
Okay. Love that.
Good to see you.
Love that.
My old friend. No, I'm just thankful. I wake up in the morning, I'm excited to go to work. It's a good feeling.
I'm hearing a lot of Aaron's got different energy. Is that offensive to you? Or do you embrace that? How do you feel about that?
I'm very offended by that.
Oh, you know what
Very
I mean, though?
offended.
It's like, you were always this guy. Or no?
Yeah. I was just talking with NBC folks, and
Thanks, Collinsworth, for holding him up.
Sometimes when there's low expectations, you can over-deliver. So I think there's been a lot of conversation about me in the last few years. Some true, maybe some made up and not true. So a lot of people didn't really know what to expect. So maybe I'm a little kinder, a little more engaging, a little more gregarious than they expected. That's a good thing. That's a great thing.
Aaron,
So-
I've poked around. I'm looking for dirt on you for nothing. It's all come. You are. Everyone is so hyped.
Well, that's
I'm
the beauty
kidding.
about being the new kid. I mean, you can reinvent yourself a little bit if you want.
Yeah. Are you looking at some of my notes here? Do you want to know what?
No. I'm looking at the, over here.
The Hackett thing. Is it over in your head? How do you feel about it? Sean Payton today said that's in the past after your comments yesterday. What do you make of him?
I still got a lot more to say.
Please.
I don't need to. I said what I said. I stand by everything that I said. But there's a way of handling things and probably a way not to. Sometimes you say something really stupid. It warrants an apology. Sometimes you don't apologize. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. Sean's entitled to his opinion. I'm entitled to mine. It's more to say for a different time.
So no text from him. No apologies.
I haven't heard anything.
Okay, got it. But
Not holding my
Hackett,
breath.
I mean, you're the new kid at school, but you've got your best friend from your old school that's joining you. Some of your most special years, your MVPs, came with Hackett. Sala talked to me this morning a lot about his authenticity, his corniness, as he would put it, too, and what he brings to an offense. From a acumen standpoint, what does he bring?
It's top of the line. It's generational. His dad was a legendary coach in the league for a long time. He's been around the game forever. He was ball boy. He was, water boy. He was always around the squad. And he knows how to interact with the guys. He knows how to make the teaching fun. He knows how to do it in a way that's simple enough for guys to understand. And he's quirky and he's got his jokes, but he's authentic. He's real. He's a man of integrity. He's a great father, a great husband, got a great family, and I'm really excited to be back with him. This was a dream for us. Really, I think both of us individually. I mean, Megan, his wife, really wanted this to happen as well, and the kids. I think that's a fun thing about this is, I got to remember a lot of handshakes because I got a handshake with Sauce. I got a handshake with Michael Carter. I also got a handshake with Adam Sala, Robert's oldest. I got a handshake with Jackson Downing, Todd's kid that I got to remember. I got, but I get to play catch with these, these kids and get to see Harrison, Hackett's oldest out here. It's a real fun family family environment here. I'm really, really enjoying that part of it too.
You look better than ever. You really do. You look incredible. And a player, a teammate of yours, I'll let him remain nameless, he used the word pudgy to describe you in the past. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Alan Lazard, I'm sure.
No, it wasn't Alan Lazard. It was Randall Cobb. It was Randall Cobb. He said that.
Cobb said that?
So I said, what should I talk to Aaron about? And he said, body fat. Talk to me, Aaron. He said, have him talk to you about body fat.
Because who was lower on the body fat this year?
I don't know.
Me.
What are you doing?
39-year-old was lower.
What are you doing?
Yeah. Thanks, McCole. See,
Hi, Hardman.
McCole would just come up to me and be like, oh, man, 2005, I was like 6 years old.
Yeah.
Man.
McCole's lived a charmed life.
Yeah.
From Mahomes to Rodgers. Not bad, McCole. You're really living your best.
Yeah, congrats, bro.
Congrats. This $35 million.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah, I'm getting paid a lot of money. I feel great about it. Also, the team is going to be able to do some things.
What kind of things?
It's win.
What are we, the royal
Well,
we?
there was a guy here at practice yesterday.
Not today.
Yeah, not today. But we'll see what happens. There's other guys out there that might be available. So, listen, I'm not missing that money at all. I'm loving what I'm getting paid. I'm loving being in New York and Jersey. Loving working with guys I know. Some of the new guys like McCole, Garrett.
McCole, are you just waiting to just hang out with him, extra reps? What are we doing back there? Oh,
You want to say hi to Kay, didn't you?
Hi, McCole. Here's a question for you. What am I supposed to tell my nephews? They only like the Packers because of you, and now,
Just
Evan
don't
and
steer
Sebastian.
don't steer him towards the Bears. Like I know you want to. Don't steer him anywhere but there.
How do you handle the ex that is the Packers? Are they like, you wish them well? Are you ghosting them? Are you staying in contact?
No, all love. Definitely love. I talked to Jordan on the eve of training camp, talked to Matt, still talk to a lot of people over there. Players. I talked to Rasul recently. I'm always in touch with Preston, and love those guys, man. There's so many guys I really care about over there. A lot of the people hit me up because I'm older, are the workers, so still talking to so many people in the building who've been there forever. And I love that place. That chapter is closed for now. We'll write the epilogue at some point. But, yeah, a lot of love and gratitude for that time.
Last one for you. You had a lot of team bonding. Maybe it was behind the doors, but I would hear things from family members that I had in Wisconsin. You're hanging out with your offensive line. You're building that rapport with this wide receiver room as it would turn through the years. What are you doing with this O-line that's going to be so important with keeping your, how old are you, 39-year-old quarterback upright this year?
Yeah, about to be 40 this year. Excited about
I'm excited for you.
30s have been great, though. They've been great. We'll figure something out. Like, I'm sure we got to have a night we can hang out. We've had a couple outings we've done.
Yeah, Taylor Swift doesn't play every week.
But they weren't big Taylor Swift fans. So we got to find something else. I know there were some guys who wanted to go to Beyonce, but we had, this curfew for grown men, 10 o'clock for whatever reason. But
you seem to be adhering to it here in your new school.
I'm playing by the rules. I'm picking my battles. I'm playing by the rules. But yeah, I love hanging out with the guys, and there's a few more options when you got the city so close.
Thank you. We're back on TV. Okay. Here we go. Up and Adams is at Bill's camp. So where'd Sam Martin just go? No, he just flew off somewhere like a little fly, like a little pest buzzing around. We're back. We're waiting for Von Miller to join us, but I will tell you that we're on the way to the Commanders. Tomorrow, we will be with the Eagles. On Thursday, practice is just ending here. There are so many fans. Everyone's so excited. And the vibes are really high with those trucks backing up. It's really fun.
You can tell everybody's leaving practice right now with those cheers. Everybody's trying to get autographs. The crowd's exploding.
It's kind of a short practice. I'm going to say Steve Tasker might have been on to something.
A little light.
Like, eat a little PB&J, drink a Celsius, and get back out there.
I mean, we're still doing 3-a-days at New Rochelle High School. This is,
I've done this a long time, and I've never had someone ever tell me how many yards away a player is to getting here. Richard just said he's 100 yards away. Well, that is some real GPS-y stuff. That is some on-location
probably
stuff.
Still has, the next-gen stats.
You talk now because I have to take a sip of water.
But no, it is awesome being here with the fans. Jets camp was incredible yesterday, but we didn't get to experience it's a different energy when these fans are around. And, like you were saying, the hype from the media may not be there with this team, but these fans are still super excited for this season, and I think are still expecting that Super Bowl to come.
What should I ask Von Miller?
I mean, is he coming back? Is he going to be there for that Jets game? I want to see him get after Rodgers.
Everyone says he's great and good to go.
Yeah. I want to hear from him, though.
I think he's coming.
I also want to get his thoughts as a future GM on a few things.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. How long does it take for a player to walk 100 yards? I don't know.
I mean, he's injured. Come on. Give him a break.
I want to hear him on the rookies. He was on our show a couple of weeks ago, about a couple months ago before our hiatus, so that's great.
He was way too nice to Aaron Rodgers when he was on. We gotta amp up that rivalry a little bit.
That's right. All right. Well, we are waiting for him, and then we will also talk to Josh Allen. We will also talk to Gabe Davis. I'd love to talk to the Kincaid kid. I mean, this Kincaid kid is everywhere, but we're going to reset, and we will have Von Miller with you guys after this break. Do not go anywhere. Keep it right here on Up and Adams on FanDuel TV.
Oh, awesome.
And we're back. Here's Josh Allen entering year number 6. A lot of pressure, but he's handling it in stride. I know he wants to make improvements, and Steve Tasker was not wrong in saying he needs and wants and should have that security blanket, that go-to guy to get him out of feeling like he has to be a superhero. Like, you can be on the cover of Madden, but you don't have to act like it. Everybody's freaking out because Von Miller is walking up right now, but I don't think that we're going to talk to Von Miller, right? We're going to talk to him after the show. I think Hamilton, are you coming and hanging out? Yeah. So Perfect. Hamilton's going to sit here with me for a little bit. We're going to get to Von Miller. We got a lot of questions. You hit Patrick Mahomes, the golf cart. We got to get into all of it. We'll talk to Von in just a little bit, and everybody's excited to see him. But I think he might be sick of hitting the dummies. You know, he probably wants to get his hands on somebody real, but we've got some business to get to. Listen, garbage plates are hot. And the thing here, right? A garbage plate, which I didn't even know about until you guys are amazing and started tweeting me about what to get. Here's what it is. Jonathan, let's see. It's a mound of home fries. Can we see this thing? Macaroni salad. Is that true? Baked beans and French fries topped with your choice of some, oh gosh, this is disgusting. Chopped meats. Just random chopped meats. Okay, Nick Tahoe Hots is the place to go here in Rochester. That's what I hear. Am I wrong? Let me know at Up and Adams Show, because they're like the creators of this garbage plate, which they created like 100 years ago. So I thought we could look at some bold statements that are around the league while we wait for Von Miller as he's signing autographs and kissing many babies. So many babies are being kissed right now. And see if, so we sort of agree. Okay, so we're calling it garbage takes. I've not seen these before right now. So let's take a look at it. Okay, let's see. Bucket hats. Oh my gosh, bucket hats are all the rage here with Bills Mafia. Josh Allen even gave a bucket hat to his GM, Brandon Beane, for his birthday. We made our own bucket hat. Steve Tasker wanted one.
He really did.
He
couldn't wait to get his hands on that bucket hat.
He took it.
Aaron Rodgers has one too.
Bill's bucket hat bonanza. Yeah, that's in the bottom of a trash can at in Florham Park somewhere. What do you make of this?
You know, I think for training camp, I'm okay with it. Once you get past training camp, I think you got to leave the bucket hats.
It's better than a visor. Let's move on. How about this next garbage take? It only takes 5 hours to drive from New Jersey to Rochester. Bing, bing, bing. That is a lie.
Oh, yeah.
That doesn't happen. It took us 8.5 hours. Granted, we stopped to eat at the perfectly wrong time.
Oh, yeah.
I said, should we stop or should we drive a little bit and then stop? No. Let's just stop. Let's stop now before we hit gridlock, bumper to bumpers traffic.
It was also 4 o'clock and we hadn't eaten all day, so, you know.
Grow up. Steve Tasker's talking about 2 a days. You're talking about not eating. Pack a granola bar. Okay, what else? What's another one? Here's the garbage take. The Bills need a better running back to be successful.
I think that's a garbage take. I like what they have in that running back room. James Cook is an emerging star. Damian Harris had a lot of success.
You could have Dalvin and make it happen. If your goal is the Super Bowl, aren't you? You're in, right?
Yeah, but I think they really believe in James Cook. I think Damian Harris has had a lot of success in this league, and so has Latavius Murray. I really like that running back room that they put together.
It's a team that operates this way, right? Cook averaged 5.7 yards per carry. He's developing into this every down back. Then you've got your veteran Damian Harris. He's been around Super Bowl teams. He's got like that going on with him. Yeah. I don't know. And then you add T-Train, our guy Latavius Murray. I think they're okay. They haven't had a running back since LaShawn McCoy. But if LaShawn McCoy is available, you bring LaShawn McCoy into the fold if you're trying to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean,
if they can do it, tell me why not to.
Yeah, no, it's a good point. Unless you really think you don't want to take those opportunities away from James. I think that would be the reason. And this is an offense that's so geared towards the pass. We've seen them abandon the run completely in certain games, which I don't necessarily love all the time, but it works for them.
The take is the Bills need a better running back to be successful. I think the Bills need another running back to win a Super Bowl.
Okay.
Potentially, to put themselves in the best position, if it's possible. Okay, here's the take. Quinn Williams is Josh Allen's kryptonite.
I'm not ready to say kryptonite yet, but he gets after him, and he completely turned that Jets win over the Bills last year on its head.
I don't know why that one's on there. Do you know why that one's on there? Why did we? Yeah, we're not doing that one. Quinn Williams. Why were we talking about Quinn Williams destroying Josh Allen while we're at Bills camp? No way. We're not doing that. Come on. The Bills D-line can't be successful without our next guest, Von Miller. That's not a bad take.
Yeah, I mean, they can hold their own, but again, to win a Super Bowl, they need Von playing at the level he was playing at with the Rams. They need that elite pass rush to get after Mahomes, to get after Burrow, to get after Rodgers.
They signed Leonard Floyd.
Yeah, and he'll help, but Leonard Floyd is not Von Miller. He's
certainly not. Okay, well, Shaq Lawson. Okay, they re-signed him. That's nice. I'm looking at this. You've got the young guns, right? You've got your Greg Rousseaus in there. You've got your other contributors. Yeah. I don't know. They've got enough where Von Miller's eating sour cream and onion chips walking up here. You know, he's taken his time.
Yeah.
He's taken the time, even though he's a freak of nature when it comes to healing, apparently. All right, last couple takes here. Josh Allen would make for the best roommate on this team.
I would say Mitch Morse. We heard from him on the Stephon Diggs situation. I just loved his philosophy. He's like, I don't have time for this bleep. Like, I just want to go to work. He's all business. He's going to go to practice, get to the room, go to sleep.
Who's the most quiet? I need like the most in that kind of who's just not Diggs. I can't deal with emotions of Diggs. I can't deal with like the goofiness of a Josh Allen. I need like the most. Steve Tasker.
Oh yeah.
Steve Tasker is the grumpiest man, and I love him for it. And he's my absolute.
He's everything
favorite.
I want to be.
8. Our last take. Is this a garbage take? NFL fans aren't sleeping on this Bills team. Everyone's sleeping on this Bills team. Everyone.
I think so.
And it's fantastic.
Yeah. Because you know how some of these media members are. A lot of them picked the Bills to win last year, and they're mad at them for not winning the Super Bowl and making them look right last year. So they cool off of them. But this team has every bit of it as good of a chance as it did last year, I think.
I mean, if it wasn't for the Stephon Diggs drama, would we know that this team exists this season with these stupid Jets? Oh, here he is. Hey, how you doing?
There we go.
Hey, who makes the best roommate on the team?
Shane Ray.
Why?
Because I know him, and he's a clean guy.
Vaughn, you look great.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys.
Excited to talk to you in a minute. We'll be back. We'll be live on the show in just a little bit and exclusively on YouTube with this guy, Von Miller, who makes us look like little ants. We'll be back right here on Up and Adams. All right. Good to see you. All right. You got some food?